You know what? I'm gonna jump into Msn.dk against Gullyd3ck3l. It should be their second game. So I'm not sure who won the first one, but it should be their second game. I mean, I'm kind of guessing that, you know, MSN won the first one, but for now I'm just gonna leave the score out of this, so let's remove that here. So probably in favor for MSN, but we're gonna see. Yeah, solid position here, gold and stone in the back, Uwu, golden tent, and then the Gur on the gold. So MSN playing in the north side of Dry Arabia, EGC version. And Gullyd3ck3l playing the Chinese, opening with the mill. Of course, he doesn't have the IO because it's not Jerusalem's legacy, but he can also already collect the taxes and be happy with that. So he's at least getting that, and then once he has the Imperial Academy, he can pop out some Imperial officials. So for now, yeah, classic opener for either player right now. Nothing too crazy. In terms of sheep, both players currently at the same amount. How we're looking scouting wise. Okay, so MSN, he doesn't really care too much about what Chinese is doing early on, just scouted more or less around his base. Is now bringing back a few of the sheep. And Gullyd3ck3l kind of doing the same. So either player just going around their town center and like in a broader circle around their base. And now slowly moving out a little bit further on the map. Do we have any sheep? Okay, there's a sheep over here. And Gullyd3ck3l should hopefully also find more sheep. There's one over here. But yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Resource-wise, we're getting close to feudal age for Chinese. There you go. The Imperial Academy being dropped here on the top side of the town center, and with 4 villagers, so he wants to have that relatively quickly. And MSN probably gonna go for Khan and Tall goods really soon. He did. Okay, that's a nice touch. Dropping a sheep over here. And then you don't need the gold, so you can just move out to food, but you don't have all this back and forth idle time, so you just have it over here. A little bit like what Malians sometimes do with a tower on their pit mine, and then you have 1 or 2 sheep over here, just so that the villagers can gather food, but also be close to the tower to defend. So very nice touch here. Khan and Torgus being selected as well, no surprise there. I'm really tired for some reason, I'm not sure why. And I'm also really thirsty and sweaty. And I am sure why that is. So yeah, folks, stay hydrated, stay safe. It is really hot out here. There's no need for anybody to go to the hospital because of that. Just drink enough water and stay safe and listen to whatever your bodies tell you, because it usually is right. So yeah, so Khan Torgals in half a minute coming up, so of course a little bit slower timing than the Chinese have. And what is Gullyd3ck3l going to do? It could be like going towards the Pro Scout, but that kind of has fallen out of favor lately a little bit. Especially against like super aggro sis, where it just doesn't really pay off. When the scout was faster carrying the deer, then it still was much more viable, but now the scout is a lot slower. And also the deer lose health, like food, every second that they are being carried. And so if it takes you half a minute to go from here over here, then you lose 30 food. If it takes you a minute, you lose 60 food. That is quite a lot. And yeah, that's why Pro Scouts is not as much in favor anymore. And as I'm saying that, we're gonna see Pro Scouts. Oh, I hate my life. The caster, Curse, Classic, Jinx, of course we're still gonna see Pro Scouts. But we may be able to witness how that actually plays out in practice. So in just 10 seconds we're gonna have Pro Scouts, and then we can look at how much food they actually lose, how much value. Because yeah, I'm guessing that's at least 20 to 30 food per deer. That would be my guess. In the meantime, Msn is also moving out on deer, with of course the fortified outpost and then the barracks to benefit from the production speed edict. That's really nice. Also pushing in the deer here, making sure that Gullyd3ck3l cannot be annoying. And oh no, man. So we're gonna see it like 350 regularly. And is it just drop it off already? Yeah. It's actually 38 food that he lost just by going from here to here, and this one hasn't even dropped it. Oh my goodness. This is just bad. This is... Okay, that's gonna be like... I say 240. That would be my guess. 240 food left on this one. Yeah. Just by a simple misclick, you basically lose 100 food. That is just rough. It actually does count the time. I did, like, at least it was, I don't know if they changed it, but like when I tested it, if you just have it, if you carry it, and you just drop it off at some point, if you wait long enough, it drops off and then it just disappears because it's already at 0. So if that guy doesn't drop it off soon, it's literally not gonna have any food left. Like it loses food by getting carried, not by the distance actually. It's really, like, this is really infuriating. I also don't want to miss too much of the game here, but what's happening? Okay, we just have, we have Torgus and Spearman, just the standard stuff. Nothing too crazy. What else? We have Wolf over here, a deer getting dropped off here as well, that's nice. Horsemen, so we have Chinese horsemen, field as well. Yeah, and Msn is just securing and guarding that deer pack over here. Like, look, he still hasn't dropped that off. I think he now realized that, and I'm pretty sure there's no food left here. Like, I'm pretty sure there's like no additional deer over here now. Like, it's anything, like, this has 300, so that's not it, and this has 64, but they're already on it. Like, yeah. So yeah, if you don't drop it off, you're gonna lose a lot of food there. So this is just one less deer. Meanwhile, this Uwu is getting attacked, but doesn't really matter. And at least so Gullyd3ck3l now can at least get to that deer, but again, it's gonna take a lot of food away just by, carrying it over here. Meanwhile, so army-wise, both players looking fine. Chinese has the slightly stronger eco also because of the Imperial officials. So resources collected overall slightly in favor for him. And then also has just a few more villagers. Not sure why he has more villagers, but yeah, just a few more villagers, nothing substantial. He's not in Song Dynasty, so that is not the reason for it. And yeah, it's just carrying over more and more deer. And so yeah, so he carried that over. Yeah, it's 80 food. So he lost 80 food by that. Just like this high quarter of the map distance. Which I kind of like that change, that you're losing food. I just wish that it actually would be distance based and not like time related, time based. I remember in AoE2 that if you kill an animal and it just sits there, it will actually like decay over time, and so it will lose food even by just laying there. And so you kind of like, if you kill an animal like a boar or a deer, you wanna like get it as quickly as possible, because otherwise you're just losing food. But there's no decay by carrying it around. So I kind of like that again, but yeah, not necessarily the way it is right now. Alright, okay, we're moving into the Imperial Palace, so Imperial Academy into Imperial Palace, and just yeah, kind of reasonable castle age timing for sure. Horsemen trying to, ooh, they could find some archers. But instead of finding the Torgut, both armies kind of missing each other for a second there. Oh no. Okay, losing 4 horsemen while you're aging up really feels bad. Well, we're losing more because why not? Alright, we lost 6 horsemen then. Cool. Alright, what do we do with the Imperial Palace? Of course we do have the Imperial Spice. So we do that right now, and we see all of the... Did we see all the villagers, or did I just miss that? I'm not sure. Probably just missed that. I kinda... Actually, I personally probably would have gone for the clock tower. And then go for some nest of bees, because... Yeah. Mass infantry here. And we unfortunately don't have the horsemen anymore to keep the archers in check, so we do have a lot of archers now get knights, and we have the spearmen. So we win by virtue of having the better technologies, excuse me. But army, like numbers wise, Msn is looking really strong. And he's not making any move towards Castle Age whatsoever at the moment. Is that correct? Yeah, it looks correct, right? So yeah, he's spending all the resources. He only has 3 on gold even, so... I mean, which he doesn't need more, because the Torgut... Let me go back. The Torgut, they don't cost gold. There you go. They cost food and stone. The Khan only costs stone. Roost Tributes, yeah, doesn't need to have that right now. And other than that, he cannot produce any gold units anyway in feudal, so doesn't need to have a lot of gold if he just wants to double down on feudal. But I'm not sure if he should. I mean, Castle Age means also relics being contested, and if Gullyd3ck3l can get his hands on a bunch of relics, that can be an issue. Oh, villagers on the run. Msn reacting really quickly, but not quick enough to not have that villager getting killed. But losing 1 villager there is absolutely fine. Deerpack here also running out shortly, so he will have to move out to a different food source after that. Which, there's a Deerpack over here, he can just go here and that's fine. But there's also still a pro scouting going on, so he would have to move quickly if he wanted that. All of this army is just chasing one single lance. Oh man. He must feel so important right now. Or hated. He must feel so hated right now. Oh, this is not a good position right now here. Trying to move around. Woodline is kind of saving him right now. Using the charge to get a little bit closer to his opponent and get away from the pokey spears. But yeah, I mean, at some point, like, you can play an accidental feudal, and I really recommend not rushing towards castle in a panic. But at the same time, at some point you do need castle, and the one downside to having your age up in the Golden Tent, or in the House of Wisdom for that matter, you cannot speed it up. Like, it is gonna take as much time as it will take. There's no way to speed it up by pulling more villagers. And so you will need that additional time. We're halfway towards the castle age now. Will it be enough? That is the question. We have one relic for Gullyd3ck3l already on the moment. There's the second monk moving out. There's a third monk moving out, so that should be 3 relics, and then we have one over here really safe on Msn's side, and then this one which is guarded pretty heavily right now. So it could be a 3-2 split right now for the relics. No. Unfortunately, that is alerting the opponent, so these Torgut could actually move over and try and kill that monk. There's one Torgut going over there, as well as this one. Almost getting another villager kill here. Ooh, this could definitely be one more. A lot of idle time as well. And army moving back now. 2 more villager kills, that is nice. A solid raid by Gullyd3ck3l. It's so close. Torguts just don't do a whole lot of damage, and that's why that monk actually is getting away alive. And yeah, solid idle time. Moscow Yasa coming in about 30 seconds. And then, of course, all of these Torgut are gonna be upgraded immediately. IO going down even. But then you still need to have your upgrades coming in. And I don't think that Gullyd3ck3l wants that to happen. 10 more seconds. We have a lot of cavalry here in the back. We kind of need them in the front. We need to have them in the back. Age up comes through, immediately getting veteran sleep for both the archers and the spearmen. And that is a lot of army. We just need to have that. It's gonna take almost a minute, and our fortified outpost getting burned down. That also means that the production time of the units is increased. Because of the production speed edict. Torgut moving in now, they're castle age, so they're kind of good. But at the same time, there's a lot of archers here in the back, a bunch of crossbows even. Msn needs to fight, but at the same time he really does. You can tell he doesn't want to fight this. He wants to wait 10 more seconds, and then he has his veterancy upgrades. This is such a good fight for Gullyd3ck3l. He doesn't want to stop, and Msn doesn't want to fight. Now veterancy coming in, we see the armor changing for these units. Now we could switch and turn around and fight this. But this is such a massive amount of damage that Gullyd3ck3l was already able to put out here. He has such a high army value right now. He has a lot of idle time, but in general he is way ahead in villagers. I don't even know where all of these kills happen, but 27 villager kills for Gullyd3ck3l, just chasing his opponent right now. I think it was mainly the woodline here, probably. Like, it was either that or somewhere in an unexposed resource. I'm not sure where all these villager kills got from. Oh man, this is a rough position for Msn to be in. He has a lot of gold right now, but all of his food is idle. So his food income is just barely above 0 right now. More idle villagers, more villagers getting killed, just sniping the Torwoods now with the archers even. How's this looking? Yeah, we're just idling the production here, so the units are getting, yeah, at least damaged while they're going out at least. Yeah, this is a brutal amount of idle time and really solid play by Gullyd. Also getting the 4th relic. There's just this one here, but he could even get that if he wants to realistically. It's not outside of his reach, it's not in the opponent's base. He just needs to sneak around a little bit and then he'll be fine. And there's no towers here anymore, so Msn doesn't see anything anymore. He sees like his little island of his base and that's it. If that relic gets snagged, he doesn't know about that. He will not know about that for a while. So what can Msn do now? It doesn't really. I mean, he has one card. He has like Torgood, another one in queue now, so it's gonna be 3 Torgoods. It's not really a great raiding units. It has a lot of health, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. So 2 TC would be an option, but we don't have the wood right now. Loot is in the scout now even, so now he's even more blind than he used to. There's just a falcon over here right now. But other than that, he doesn't know anything about his opponent. Meanwhile, Gullyd3ck3l has a solid vision. There will not really be any raid that he will not see coming. He also, no, that was the wrong one. He also has the Imperial Spies ability, which apparently doesn't reveal the position for us. But which is kind of strange. Why do I not see the villagers? So yeah, he knows exactly what's happening. He knows most of the villagers are here on food. This gold is almost depleted. Then there's a bunch of villagers on the wood line. And that's it. I mean, 46 villagers is really not a whole lot right now. Doesn't have a scout with him here, so that is a... I don't really want to fight here, although there's not a whole lot of crossbows in here. Can still find a bunch of villagers. Oh yeah, just sneak through that, I guess that also works. Okay, the lance is melting a little bit quicker than I expected, honestly. But he knows still, like he knows on the wood line, that's where the villagers are. So yeah, this is still the only relic that is not being captured. 2 of the 3 sacred sites, why are they so close by the way? 2 of the 3 sacred sites are being captured as well. Barbican of the Sun, so we're gonna move into the Song Dynasty. And then we're just gonna pump out villagers in 15 seconds, because why not? Okay, upgrade-wise, we did get the most essential ones, and all the second 2 tier, the tier 2 upgrades, the eco upgrades for Chinese. So his eco is pretty good. It's funny because the numbers, they still look kind of okay for Msn, but later on in the graph we're gonna see there's a certain dip that where just like all the villager kills in the idle time really halted the Golden Horde eco. And we're also adding the astronomical clock tower, so we don't really want to stay in Song Dynasty for long. Instead we're gonna go into the Yuan Dynasty. Because yeah, that is a thing, and that also gives us access to the pagodas, and with 4 relics, I'd say that is something that we want to go for. Defensive keeping dropped as well in the farm transition, which is another thing. Like, this is already looking really healthy for Gullyd3ck3l, so it is a lot of investment, but with that, yeah, he's trying to secure the relics and move them over here to the pagoda. And yeah, so the keep will mean that Msn can't really push into that. We have a lot of archers here on this side as well. So he will be able to hold, and his farm position is just solid. Look at the food income right now, 2,200 almost against 1.5, which is also really good, you know, but still the Chinese one is a little bit better. So we have one pagoda, and we don't have, where's the relic? Where is the relic? So oh, there it is, never mind. So one pagoda, two pagoda, that's the third one. That's all you can go for. 3 pagodas. Oh no, never mind, there it is, 3 pagodas. And yeah, this is just really nice income. So it is like maybe a little bit greedy to go for 2 different landmarks in such a close succession. But the thing is, if you can pull it off, and it kind of looks like you can, then it will cement his strong position right now. Yeah, that's the thing. He will have to hold it first. It is a big if. If he can hold, then he'll be in a good position. If not, it's gonna be difficult. He does have a solid archer mass here, so 41 archers, 18 crossbows against 23 crossbows and 14 archers. And he can just pull it back a little bit. There's no heavy armored units here almost no heavy armored units anymore from Msn. And then there's a almost fully stacked keep. So fighting under this is quite painful. There's a horseman here for Gullyd3ck3l as well. Finally some nest of bees here as well. I mean, army numbers are dropping for Gullyd3ck3l. This is rough. I mean, all of this farms being idled out means that you also don't have that food income anymore. 10 villager kills so far, so Msn getting some payback, you know, some revenge. Yeah, I think we need to siege a little bit with Suna. I think that is the main issue right now. He doesn't really have a good way to deal with all of these ranged units. If he had a handful of nest of bees already, I think it would be a little bit different. I mean, at the same time, we still have that income. This has been idled out because the boar is now gone. Yeah, he just needs to get back on the farms. Like, he has, yeah, half the food equal that he used to have. Now the boar is gone, so what do we do now? Have almost enough to drop another keep if we want to, if we needed to. At least he can go back on the farms, and he hasn't lost as many villagers. That is his saving grace right now. Yeah, that's really the thing, right? I mean, now SFB is a good shot here on the back line. He has 2 now at least, so that's something. Oh, 3 rather. Where's the third one? The third one coming? There it is. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as long as he has villagers here on the back line, he has supervised mill. He just needs to get the food. And yeah, okay, another keep drop. Just play this. If he gets that up, then Msn really needs to have siege. And in terms of relics, right, we haven't lost a single relic, so he still got the 4, even though he lost the monastery here in the front. So he'll have 3 in the pagodas, and then the 4th one is somewhere else. Oh, there it is, in the monastery. Yeah, the second TC really makes a lot of sense. I was hoping that he would go for that. At the time he didn't have enough wood, and then I kind of forgot to check. But that really is quite important to do that. So Msn was in a terrible spot 5 to 10 minutes ago. Now he is in a fine position. Like his eco is stabilizing, he has map control, he has a little bit more vision at least. He even has access, if he wants to the big gold vein over here, so he can even control both gold veins if he needs to. So yeah, all in all things considered, he's in a much better position than he used to be 5 to 10 minutes ago. But then at the same time, Gullyd3ck3l now is back on the farms and has the, you know, double winery, not winery, granary. A good raid here as well, finding a lot of villager kills again, so that is a good surround. 37 villager kills. It was, I think, 29 before, so that would have been 8 villager kills. Plus, yeah, causing a little bit of idle time here. If Msn is not careful, that's another couple villager kills. I mean, really impressive gameplay by Gullyd3ck3l. I think with, like, maybe being a little bit too greedy with the going into Song and then directly into Yuan Dynasty, I think outside of that, I'm really impressed by his gameplay and the way he's playing this game. And like, I don't know, I would be happy if I would hold 10 minutes against Msn, and Gullyd3ck3l is just, yeah, in a very good position to actually win this game. So yeah, and I mean, army-wise, he's now ahead again. He has the army lead, he has a pretty big equal lead by now. So it was a little bit slower because of all the, like, the farm transition. This takes a lot of resources, but once this is booming, there's almost no stopping to the Chinese eco. And yeah, we can go imp now. Gullyd3ck3l actually can go imp now if he wants to. And he is doing that. Exactly that with the Great Wall Gatehouse. I mean, I wish it would put it a little bit more to the front. Like, maybe close to the gold. Like, I'm not sure why he's not putting it over here, and that will give him access to that gold. Does he see? I mean, doesn't see his opponent right now, but he could definitely play that a little bit more aggressively. Also, what is going on with the villagers here? Why are they doing the shuffle dance? I mean, they look happy. At the same time, we have a fight going on. Let's go. But yeah, securing this gold, which is still like almost the 4,000 gold that we need. IO getting killed by the horseman, and now we have Imp and Msn, yeah, just trying to run into with the horseman. There's a lot of horsemen, so he should be able to find some damage. Yeah, I'm Gullyd3ck3l immediately getting the what's called the cup of tribulation. So the extra gold resources from gold gatherers. So mining up the last mining upgrade. He's also getting the elite upgrade for the horseman. Yeah, Msn is just killing the pagoda at this point. He's just like, yeah, get rid of that. I don't want to have it. I don't want to have to deal with it. Yam network trade also coming up, so Msn is not too far behind when it comes to the Imperial Age. But and both players are almost pop tapped at this point. But man, look at the food income here. Almost 3,000 food for Gullyd3ck3l. Yeah, that's quite a lot of food. And horsemen being annoying still, but it's not gonna take long and they're gonna be taken out. And then we just need to kind of, yeah, close the walls here again. Yeah, this is a big, oops, sorry, this is a big fight. Let's move that out of the way. I mean, mutual destruction here in general. Still have a bunch of masterpieces out here. So there's at least that. And overall, Gullyd3ck3l's army is still standing. He is way closer to the pop cap. And again, it's the same issue. You cannot speed up the age up. And so Msn has to work with another 20 seconds of holding, and then he is in, and then he can get the upgrades, which is gonna take another minute. And so if Gullyd3ck3l can keep up the pressure, and once he sees the age up coming in, he definitely will try to do that. He should be able to keep that momentum up and just push on. He's also immediately moving out on that goal with 40 villagers, which, yeah, I mean, he has 3,000 something food right now. The only thing he needs is gold, and now he can just move in with the imp upgrades. And Msn is really, you know, with the wall to the back, with the back to the wall rather, I guess. "42 villager kills. That is quite a blow. And then of course, yeah, with the production here in the front, that kind of feels bad to lose that. We're still on the production speed edict. Technically, I mean, I personally like the stockyard edict really quite a lot. I mean, but at the same time, now's not the time to think about that. We have horseman raids and everything, so Msn needs to focus on that for now before he can think about going for another edict. He's getting biology, he's also getting an upgrade for crossbows. But again, it's gonna take another 20 seconds that he may or may not have. And yeah, a lot of idle time, 62 villager kills for Gullyd3ck3l, losing a nest of beasts here, but at the same time getting rid of the horsemen, so all in all, not a bad trade. A lot of things going on. Also, yeah, just idling out so many villagers. Oh, awesome. This is just so good. One horseman idling out 5 villagers. There's another 3 horsemen idling out 17. So you basically sacrifice 4 horsemen temporarily to idle 22 villagers. Not to mention like 55 villagers idled in total. That's like 70% of the Golden Horde eco. Yeah, I mean, Msn kind of needs a miracle to win this, honestly. I do not think that he can come back from this. He has most of the upgrades now. He is getting biology any second now, so that will be nice for the horsemen. Yeah, that is another 50 health, but it's still, you know, just 250 health. You know, it's not night numbers, and Gullyd3ck3l has gold for days, food for days. He's pop capped. Like, Msn would have to trade extremely well in order to, like, it's basically like if you have like 1 spearman and you kill 3 knights kind of trade. Then, yeah, maybe he can still win. But just look at the resources. We're looking at like 12,000 resources in the bank for Chinese. And yeah, really well fought game by Msn, and he almost had it back at some point. But that was a brutal kill here by Gullyd3ck3l, finding a lot of villagers. This was kind of nice, and then this was just cementing his victory. And in terms of resources, yeah, having a slight advantage, starting like half of the game, and then 20, that's like a little more than 25% resources more than your opponent had, is quite nice. And in terms of fights, this was kind of good for, I mean, this was good for Gullyd3ck3l, this wasn't. This was not so good for Gullyd3ck3l, but that was where he was getting pressured, so he had to recover. And then once he was at this point, I think he was doing fine. This was a really good fight for him, and then the game was over. Yeah. Yeah, if you get away with it, the Yuan dynasty gives so many resources. That is absolutely true. Yeah, and you can see even like a slight edge, like, you know, he was like more or less on the same level, but slightly above, but then it just snowballs further and further ahead. So, yeah, that was a really, really nice game.